Welcome to the virtual reading fair day 13 afternoon session, July 4th, 2020.
Thank you very much.
My name's Harry Chia and I'm 6 years old and I'm going to the first grade.
Very good. And I'm Meredith McGee, and I'm the chair of the Community Library of Mississippi and also a member of the Learning Tree Book Club, and I'm a learner and a reader. Who's next?
I'm Robert Lee Williams III. I'm going to the first grade and I'm 6.
I'm Lynette Stafford Green.
Hi, Gigi.
All right.
All right, I'm Vicki Jenkins. I'm the co-chair of the Learning Tree Book Club in the Community Library of Mississippi.
Very good. Okay, so Trey, you usually like to read first. Are you going first today?
No,
You'll go first?
I go first.
Okay, and now
I'll go first.
I'll go after you.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Swinging.
I'm reading Sesame Street, Bert and Ernie's first book of opposites.
Okay, now it's Bernie's?
Bernie's
Bert and Ernie.
Bert and Ernie. That was Ernie.
No, it's Ernie.
Well, who's Ernie and who's Bert? Who is it illustrated by?
Oh, I don't know. Let me see. It doesn't say.
Hello, today Bert and Ernie are learning about opposites. Do you know the opposites of hello? That's right. The opposites of
Not opposites. No S.
the opposite of hello is goodbye. And I forgot to say this. Hello and goodbye. Like here's the what they're saying. When Bert goes to the library, he must be quiet. Do you know the opposites of quiet? Yes, the opposite of quiet is loud. When Ernie plays the drum, he is very loud.
What is library?
I just said that. And what I just said was right here.
Okay.
Oh no, it's starting to rain, but Bert has an umbrella to stay dry. Do you know opposites of dry? You're right. The opposites of
Not opposites. Opposite.
the opposite of dry is wet. When it's rain, Ernie loves to splash and play. He gets very wet. But not. But no. Oh. Yeah, I didn't know we were going to play. Bert walks slowly down the street. Do you know the opposites of slow?
Not opposites.
The opposite of slow. You've got it. The opposite of slow is fast. Ernie likes to run. He can run very fast. So you have to see really good.
Oh, yeah.
What a busy day. Do you know the opposite of day? Good job. The opposite of day is night. Ernie and Bert are ready for bed tonight. Now it's your turn. How many opposite can you find? How many opposite?
Opposites. That one is yes.
How many opposites can you find in Ernie's bedroom?
It's a lot in that bedroom.
It's messy, I know.
That's it.
That's the end. That's
It was written by Heather Owl, look like. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so look, I'm gonna have to take you up on the challenge. Very good story. I thought of two opposites: good and bad, right and wrong.
Mm.
Oh, I have a few opposites.
Yeah, you name some.
Right and left.
That is an opposite. What about you,
Yeah.
Harris?
Right,
Can you think of any Harris?
right and left. Up and down.
Okay.
Absolutely. Harris, do you know any opposites?
Oh, don't forget this. Don't forget. Brown and blue.
Black and white.
Something else.
Cold and hot.
Oh yeah, and I have a
Uh-huh.
few
Yeah, cold and hot.
opposites.
That's a good one.
I have a few opposites more.
What?
Okay, go
I have
ahead.
a few more.
Okay.
Who now? What'd you say, Trey?
Sky and brown.
There we go.
Up and down.
And
you said that?
tree and bush. No, and bush and tree. I mean, bush and grass.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's
Yeah, a lot of opposites.
Thank you. Good job.
Yeah, thank you for that good book about opposites. Okay, so I'm gonna read next, and I guess Harry will go after me. And here's the book I'm reading. Say no to the N word. And it's written by Dr. Leslie Stevens Haynes, and the co-author is Maya Amani Haynes, and it's illustrated by Revo Johnson. That's a good illustrator, isn't it? That's a good illustration. Okay, so let's see what this N word is. Say no to the N word. Hello there. Don't use the N word. No, ma'am, no sirree. It's not kind, and it's not right for our humanity. It's just a word. No, it's not. You say it's just a word. It's more than that, you see. Look beyond its common use to its terrible legacy. What does legacy mean? Can you tell me what legacy means? What does legacy mean?
I have no idea.
Hey, Gigi, can you Google that for me and tell us what that is when I'm gonna read a couple more pages. You tell us what legacy is.
No, I can't look up Google because it's on my phone. So
No, I was saying Lynette.
oh, Lynette. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to the next word. How many pages? And Lynette is looking up the word legacy. Stop. The N word and words like it are very, very bad. And there is no good in using it. None to be had. Never use it. This word should not be used to describe anyone at all. And no one should use the N word, y'all. Be golden and think positivity. Our culture is very, very precious, and language is too. Say no to that N word, or it may bite you. It creates poisonous thoughts and encourages dangerous actions to arise. And this little girl over here said, makes me sad. Even hearing or seeing the N word is an awful surprise. And this little girl says, don't say it. You know that saying the N word does not bring us any closer. It's really a fast way for friendships to be over. Look at all these friends. And it makes me very worried about you and about me, about our family, friends, and our wonderful, diverse country. Our music is precious. It is so true, isn't it? Already hear the N word. It's foul and mean. I say. So choose words that bring joy and happiness today. These two kids say, use kind words, okay? The N word is really meant to make people feel small. Instead, let's celebrate our gifts with words that make us stand tall. You and your words matter. All right. So remember to use words carefully and avoid ones that offend.
Now.
Say no to the N word, and you'll be a better person in the end. Say no to the N word. Hey, Grandma Gigi, what does that word legacy mean?
Legacy means it's handed down from one generation to another.
So it's saying that the legacy of the N word, the legacy of the N word started with a hateful use. It was a word that whites said to blacks and Africans to degrade them, to make them feel small, and to to make them feel tall in society, for us to feel small in society. And Miss Vicky read a book.
It can
and
be a
Miss Vicky-
it can be a bully word too.
right, a bully word. And Miss Vicky read a book last week, and the author said that a nigger was someone that was ignorant, and he wasn't ignorant, so he wasn't a nigger. And anyway, so Trey, you have your hand up. So what you have the you got a comment or question?
Yes, and you better not say it, or else or else God will punish you for the rest of your life.
Okay. Very good.
And like Gigi told me, it's a negative word.
It sure is a negative word. Well, I'm glad I got to read this a book to you guys. And if there are no further questions, Harry is gonna read his book. Hold it up so I can type it in the chat.
Alright. Whatever you say.
Itchy chicken pox.
Hold it up. Okay. Itchy chicken pox. Okay.
Hello?
Hey,
Hello?
Vicky.
Okay, Harris, read it now, Vicky.
A spot, another spot. Oh, uh-oh, chicken pox. Under my shirt, under my sock. Itchy chicken pox. Don't rub, don't brush. Oh no, another batch. On my tummy, between my toes, down my back, on my nose. Lotion on itchy, lotion on itchy gun just for now. It comes back all 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and more. Daddy comes my itchy spot and lots of chicken pox. Itchy, feeling twitchy. I run, it stays, the itchy stays. Rub, duck, don't like me yucky, mucky, oatmeal bath, but mom says it's good for me. I rest, I read, I eat, I play. I feel better every day. And then, no new spots, hooray. I'm okay. I get to go to school today. The end.
Very good. So that character had the chicken pox. And what did they put on to keep from itching?
First they put on lotion, then gave him a bath, then he rests, he play, he rests, he read, he played, and then he ate. And then as you can see, there's no chicken pox on this one.
And what did he eat?
I do not know. an apple, some milk, and something else.
Okay, so that made him feel better.
Yes, ma'am. And there's no chicken pot.
Okay, good for him. Because that issue is not fun. Okay, so
Good job. Good job.
very good job.
Hey, Miss McGee.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Hey, you doing all right?
I'm all on the hair.
Okay. You zooming?
Zooming on.
Okay, well, so who's reading next? Thanks for jumping in, William.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna learn some more about the Civil War. The American Civil War, which began 1861 and ended in 1865, was
So you still read the soldier book? Hold it up, Becky. The history of black soldiers.
the black soldier.
Okay.
And we're on the Civil War. The issues of emancipation and recognition of the black man as a man and citizen became an integral part of the Civil War, which had direct effect on the role of the black soldier. Two of the significant questions that were raised at the start of the Civil War were in regard to the black man were the right of slaves to bear arms, the status of the slaves who had escaped their owner and who volunteered to serve in the Army or Navy, and answers that were not readily available. Benjamin Butler, general in the Union Army, overcame the fugitive controversy, referring to slaves as a contraband of war. September 1861, Secretary of the Navy, Jeton Wells, authorized the Navy to use the fugitive slaves for general labor and fighting. Once again, it happened during the war, as happened during the War of 1812. There were invitations placed on the black sailors. They were to have higher than boys and were to receive only $10 a month. The South made extensive use of slave labor, construction projects, ordering teamsters and cooks during the Civil War period. July 1862, Congress passed the Second Confiscation Act, which emancipated all slaves who had escaped from their owners. Also gave the President of the United States the authority to use black soldiers. The Emancipation Proclamation was issued January 1863 by President Lincoln after the Battle of Antietam. The proclamation declared that those to free those slaves, areas in rebellion and authorized against the Adjutant General of the Army to recruit black soldiers. However, the status of the slaves in states outside of the Confederacy were not made clear. It was not until the passage of the 13th Amendment that all slaves were emancipated in 1865. During the Civil War, black soldiers encountered difficulties not experienced by white soldiers. The Confederate Army did not officially recognize black soldiers and did not treat them as prisoners of the war, but as property. Many were allowed to perform menial tasks. Promotions of a few in the Union Army, the highest rank of black held by the Black Army was that of Major of the Medical Corps. There were never more than 100 black officers commissioned. The black soldiers did not receive the same pay as white soldiers until 1865. It was then that the U.S. Congress passed a bill which provided full pay of $13 to be paid to the black soldiers. The assault on the Louisiana colored volunteers, Confederate defines at Port Hudson, Louisiana, May 1863, the first battle in which blacks took active part. There were few battles during the Civil War in which black soldiers did not participate. The most famous of the battle was the black soldiers took part in the siege of Petersburg on the Battle of the Crater. At the end of the Civil War, the black soldiers participants in the conflict had been defined by the following statistical data. Approximately 500,000 black soldiers served, 500,000 black soldiers served in the war. The black soldiers include 40% more casualties than their white counterparts, 33,000 casualties. 25 black soldiers received the Medal of Honor, 7 of whom were in the Navy. Black soldiers participated in 449 battles, 45 separate engagements. The first black female who served with the Union Army during the Civil War was Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth. Both served as spies and scout nurses, conducting many raids inside the Confederate lines. The effects of the Civil War on the black soldiers of the end of the war. Blacks once again proved themselves in battle. Blacks gained recognition as free men. Many blacks returned home to take part in the reconstruction of the war after the war. Blacks that remained in slave service were sent out west to join the newly formed all-black regiment with white officers. Many blacks received their first formal education at army camps. End of the Civil War.
So there were 500,000 black soldiers that served in the Civil War.
Yes, 500,000.
Now you said something about 40% casualty. Say it again because I didn't quite get that part.
Hold up a second. Oh.
We're just going to school.
Approximately, here we are, approximately 500,000 black soldiers served in the war. Black soldiers include 40% more casualties than their white counterparts.
What you mean by that? They killed more people? Or they died more?
They have 40% more casualties than their white counterparts.
What you mean by that?
They put the blacks on the front line. That's probably what happened, you know.
What happened?
I get you.
40% of those 500,000 blacks were killed in the war.
William just explained it. That's right. That's
okay,
right. It's history. They did put them on the front line. The reason why
they put the blacks on the front line.
More expendable. They were expendable.
Right, yeah, they that's right. I get you. Yeah. Now I remember that part of history too.
Yeah.
25 black soldiers received the Medal of Honor. Yes.
How many?
25.
How many compared to how many whites?
That did not, it did not say, it just said black soldiers, 25 of them. It didn't say the white. It didn't say the white number of the whites. It just said the 25 black soldiers. 25 black soldiers received the Medal of Honor.
Okay, well, I appreciate getting this education.
The first black female to serve in the Union Army, Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth.
Yeah,
they were the first black females.
Yeah, and Kanye West said the other day that Harriet Tubman didn't free no slave. I said somebody need to at least give him a history lesson. If you're gonna run for president, you should know your own history and you should know American history and world history. That's just a given. Anyway, so we got two.
Wait, you know, Conway Trust he got diagnosed with bipolar disease, so he didn't know any better.
Oh yeah, he did get diagnosed with
He bipolar, yeah.
yeah. Well, we got two readers.
I was in the military.
So
Was
what
in the
now?
military? What you serve? In what branch? Which branch or which
In
year?
the Army.
Which years?
Oh, really? Okay.
What? 78 to what? 83?
Oh, okay.
And what was
No,
your job?
84, 84.
What was your job?
Communications. Communications.
That's why you're a radio lady today.
I love it.
I know.
I loved it.
So it's you and William left. So either it doesn't matter, or either one of y'all can go next.
I'll go ahead and go next. You want me to?
Okay, let me.
Hold
I
on.
did a little fact checking.
Okay.
I did a little fact checking on Vicky's story. Okay, my question was, because Google is my friend, how many white soldiers received the Medal of Honor in the Civil War? And this is the one answer I got back. 30 men proved the valor that, what day? Okay. And were awarded the Medal of Honor. 13 of them were Black USCT soldiers, and all the government presented 1,523 medals of honor to recipients who served during the Civil War, more than any other period. So out of 1,523 medals of honor, 25 went to Black soldiers.
Yes.
So 1,500, okay, 1,498 went to white soldiers.
Wow.
All right.
Say that
Are
again.
you
How
reading
many
next,
was it?
William?
Say how many was it? In all the Civil War Medal of Honor.
Well, the blacks got 25 of them. I don't know how many was total.
No, she just told her. Lynette just told her.
Okay. I didn't quite catch out. How many?
I think it's like 1,300 and something.
1,523 medals of honor. 1,523. 25, according to your story, went to Black soldiers. So that means 1,498 went to white soldiers.
Now, tell me the total.
Well, we don't know. It might have been some more in somewhere else, but we know.
But now,
say it again.
1,523. 1,500. Ma'am?
The total was 500. 1,523.
The total, yes.
Of that number, 25 were awarded to blacks.
right.
And the bad thing about it, it was the blacks that were getting killed.
Right. Because we were on the front
How
line.
about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. 40% of the casualties were black. Yeah.
And then in World War I and World War II, they wouldn't give us a gun. Very few. They didn't want us to fight at all. And we were, we worked in the cooking and things like that. So that's interesting if you looked at how they changed the policy. At first it was put them on the front line, and then they said don't give them a gun. And World War I and World War II.
Well, you're expendable. You're expendable.
Well, but in World War I and II, they didn't want to give them a gun. I'm saying it changed. The policy changed in World War I and II. They didn't want to give them a gun at all. They just wanted them to have the serving roles like cleaning and working in the mess hall and stuff like that. They didn't want to give them a gun. And if it wasn't for Eleanor Roosevelt, they wouldn't have even had the pilots in World War II. And one of them was still alive at an event here recently I saw from
the last Tuskegee Airmen. Yeah.
Yeah, Tuskegee Airmen. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was interesting. So who's next? Oh,
It
William is
is.
reading next. That's right. And then the
Yes,
next gonna close us out.
there's an unfair, see, corporate executive officers get an unfair amount of money. Of course, everybody knows that. And there's several areas where the problem lies with prescription drugs, with dental health, and with mental health. And with prescription drugs, when we talk about, this is from Bernie Sanders' book, when we talk about the high cost of health care in the United States and the inability of many people to secure that care they need, we cannot ignore the crisis of outrageously expensive prescription drugs. In America, people get sicker than they should and sometimes die because they cannot afford the medicine they need. Sometimes the cost of their medicine is so high they end up lacking the money to fulfill other basic needs. Today in the United States, we pay for the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. A 2010 study showed that the United States paid on average double what Canada, Australia, and the United Kingdom do. A 2013 report from the International Federation of Health Plans listed comparative costs for the same drugs sold in different countries. Here are a few examples of the different prices charged for widely used drugs in the United States and Canada. In some instances, drug prices are even cheaper in other countries than they are in Canada. In Canada, Embriel, a drug used to treat autoimmune diseases, sold for $1,646, while in the United States, it sold for $3,000. That's almost triple, about double. In Canada, Celebrex, an anti-inflammatory used to treat pain, sold for $51, while it sold in the United States for $330. In Canada, Coprazone, a drug used to treat multiple sclerosis, sold for $1,400, while in the United States it sold for $3,900. In Canada, Nexum, used to treat acid reflux disease, sold for $30, while here it sold for $305. That's about 5 times as much, and so on and so on it goes. While the largest drug company made a combined $50 billion in profits in 2014, 1 out of 5 Americans between the ages of 19 and 64 were unable to fill the prescriptions their doctors wrote. So people go to the doctor because they're sick. They go get a diagnosis, but they cannot afford the treatment. When they get sicker. Does this make any sense? One of the reasons that the pharmaceutical industry makes huge profits is pretty simple. Unlike every other major country on earth, all of which negotiate prices with the pharmaceutical industry, here in the United States, drug companies can charge any price they want, and they do so. You can walk into your pharmacy tomorrow and get a refill of the same medicine that you used for years, and the price should be double what it was when you got the last refill, and there's not a thing you can do about it. One recent outrageous example of a greedy drug company was Mylan. For more than 30 years, it was produced the Epipen, a life-saving injection that people with severe allergies carry with them in case they encounter an allergen. The drug cost was less than $100 for 2 doses in 2007. Then the price began to climb. In 2016, the company raised it from $100 to $608. Congress and the states investigated the price hike, and in response, Mylan increased the number of people who qualified for their financial assistance program usually in the form of coupons presented to drugstores, and began offering a generic version of the drug. It's sold for only $300. But the bottom line is that Mylan raised the price because it could. There was no law or regulation to prevent them from doing so. Do you want to know why we pay the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs and why there are no regulations preventing the drug companies from selling their products for any price they want? It might have something to do with the fact that the pharmaceutical industry is one of the most politically powerful industries in the country, spending endless amounts of money on lobbying and campaign contributions. The pharmaceutical industry has spent more than $3.5 billion on lobbying since 1998. This is $1 billion more than the insurance industry, which has the #2 lobbying and expenditures. Lobby is an attempt to try to persuade a person to influence the way a person will vote. The pharmaceutical industry, because of its great power, rarely loses legislative fights. It is effectively purchased the Congress, and there are Republican and Democratic leaders who support its every effort.
You know, when you was reading that, I was thinking of how America, I guess the reason why there's such a huge wealth gap is because the American economy, just like it was during slavery time, it strives off of profiteers.
Yeah.
The profiteers in the drug industry. And
lobby.
then you have the lobbyists, then you have the law, and but I believe what you just said. I watched a documentary on Netflix last night. I'm not gonna go too much on subject, but the mafia controlled New York and all of the construction and building. You know, throughout their illegal things like extortion. If a $10 million building was going up, they even controlled the unions. They would get their 10%, 2%. And if the people, the building managers or whoever the investors were, didn't want to comply, then next day they would find them their body dumped from the 50th floor down to. That's how they controlled everything, but they controlled the economy for 100 years. Yeah. And the way they stopped it was they created the RICO statute, and that was around 85. But you know, I was just thinking how in the economy our race is still at the bottom after all these years, and the whites controlling the Jews from Europe were able to come over and do things to create a business class, get a piece of it. But ownership, I think, is one thing that we in our race we need to own our home, to own the patented things, to be producers, and then we will be able to arise somewhat, because it's kind of devastating that we've been here all these years and we still are, the masses of us are still at the bottom of this economic cycle. And one guy in the document said they had so much money, they were just wasting money buying things. That's how much money. And I don't mean just the mafia heads. I'm talking about just the soldiers. Everybody had money. And people in New York were starving and homeless, and they were just wasting money. And you had these other people who were just starving and homeless and all of that.
At least Obama made an attempt to get some legislation passed with the Affordable Care Act, you know, to help people, you know.
Well, it definitely helped me because I couldn't afford health insurance until Obamacare, Affordable Care, and as a business owner, I've been in business since 2013. You know, this consistently. But yeah, I tell you, we got long with the struggle is real. The struggle is
Yeah,
real. Okay,
yeah.
so Harry, did you hear any of it? Do you have any comments about
No,
prescription
ma'am.
drugs?
I have no comments.
Okay. All right, so Lynette, you want to take us? Want to give us your reading? Harry, you gonna be able to stay to listen to the next reading? She's the last one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good.
I want to say about William, that's not raising prices, that's called price gouging. That's
Oh,
price
yeah.
gouging, that's what they're doing.
That happens in a lot of industries too, like gasoline. It used to happen in gasoline and all different types of industries, you know.
Immoral and illegal in some instances.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna pick back up with where butterflies grow. And this is the bag I bought last week, Meredith. So this is the flowers I'm gonna put out somewhere and hope they grow and get some hummingbird and butterflies in my yard.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna go to this page here. This is because it shows the cycle of when the butterfly, go from caterpillar to the butterfly. And I studied the pages and I was trying to figure out what is this little thing right here that's attaching it to the branch. So I went back and read and that little sling that attaches it to the branch. Make it hold on to the branch while it's going through the cycle to turn to a butterfly. In the green and growing place, you are hidden, hard to find or see, resting through the long, warm days. Hungry ones come near, but you are safe, looking like a small brown twig. Hidden inside, you are changing, growing new long legs, growing new wide wings, covered with tiny scales of color. Can't see it because it looks like a little twig. So won't eat it. It won't be eaten because the birds and whatever else think it's a twig. It's camouflage. As you change, you turn darker, revealing your black wings, black body, bright yellow spots all tucked inside. Until one day you are ready to burst your twig-like shell. So here it is, the colorful picture. All right, trace a cocoon, very good. And that's where he is. Thank you. Okay, so this is in here and it's coming out. You crawl out wet, crumpled, new. You dangle high on long legs, hang on tight. Your four wings slowly unfold, growing larger, growing brighter, full of bold color. You're coming out. And it's wet and crumpled, but then it's gonna spread out and dry.
Wow.
You moving your wings, drying them, feeling them growing stronger and harder until a warm wind tickles you. Spreading your wings wide, you let go and fly higher and higher. You drift above the flowers, light and fragile like them. You nothing but sky flying above the ground. Excuse me just a moment, please. I have to stop right here. I have 2 more pages, but someone is here to pick something up, so I'll finish the last 2 pages on Monday.
Okay, then. Well, look, I feel like a little kid. I just learned that a butterfly has 4 wings.
Have a good weekend.
Y'all have a great weekend, and I see you guy. Oh, Vicky, you need to check your email, and William, you too. But I see you guys
Okay.
this Monday on Zoom, and thank you so much. Harry, you want to take us out of here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I got. Oh.
Wait, I can finish. I got 2 more pages. I can finish up now. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Today is Friday.
You soar. Then you fly low from bright flower to bright flower, landing gently on the soft petals, tasting sweetness with your feet. You sip the sweet nectar through your long crown.
Okay. That's a beautiful butterfly.
Over the, yes, ma'am. I think that's swallowtail she was talking about. You soar over the bare branch where you rested, far above the growing place where you crept from leaf to leaf, flower to flower. These long summer days, you have grown and changed, and your world has grown too. Now it's time to fly to new places. Time to look for others like yourselves. Bright flyers in the sun. Fly, butterfly, goodbye.
Very good, very good. Yeah, that was a
Thank y'all for y'all patience.
Okay, then. Okay. Well, look, that was a great story. I don't know if you was here, but I was telling them I feel like a little kid because you told us that a butterfly had 4 wings. I don't think I even remember that from school.
Well, I'll share with you. I'll share with you the flowers that's in this mixture. Maybe you can plant some and then wait for butterflies and hummingbirds to come to your yard.
Okay, then. Well, thank you. This has been another great session, and Harry's going to take us away. And I see you guys on Monday, hopefully at 11, and then the second session is 2:15. All right, thanks all. Thanks, everybody. Okay, now Harry's going to close us out, and then I'm going to end the recording.
Thank you for attending the Zoom. I hope you can attend the morning session tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Monday. All right, have a great weekend, guys.
Have a good weekend.
All right, bye-bye. Bye-bye.